Hello, it's me. You can tell what I'm doing. I'm doing another little crafter kit, which I think this one is super cute. It's a little birdie. So I'm excited to do this. I only got one of these this time because I didn't want to get several of them and then be dedicated to making several of them, because I'm imagining the quality of this kit is going to be the same quality as the other kits. This one is the Yarnspirations Red Heart Amigurumi crochet kit. It's got a little birdie, and I thought the birdie was super cute. Like, I've been looking at these the last few times I've gone to Michael's because I noticed, not Michael's, into Walmart, because I noticed that Walmart started carrying these like a week or two ago. So I was like, that could be interesting to do, because I haven't done craft review kits before for another one, which was like the Meow brand. I still liked their kit, but like mixed feelings on the yarn. But this yarn looks like normal yarn, so I'm more excited to do this little birdie. Obviously the bag is clear, so you can see what you're getting into with the back of it. I will say I have the bird, which I didn't see a lot of the birds, so I guess they're popular out of the rest of them. But aside from the bird, like I have here, I've also saw a bear, a giraffe, a frog, and this bird. I think there's only, no, and a bunny, So a bear, a bunny, a giraffe, this bird, and a frog. Is that all of them? I don't remember. That's all the ones that I saw in my local Walmart, however, so if there's more that you've seen that I haven't, I guess grab it. Like, congrats, you have a new one. I will address the little Grinch back there. He's staring into the camera unfazed. They were a custom order that I did, so I thought it would be cute just to shove them back there with the rest of my little squishmallows. You can actually see them pretty presently, so that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, so this is the Red Heart Amigurumi crochet kit for Chip the Bird. It's got stuffing, yarn, stitch markers, threads, crochet hook, yarn needle, and the pattern within. At least that's what the contents say. There's a QR code, which I'm assuming is for the kit itself. And then in the back, you can see there's hooks, yarn, stuffing. You can see a glimpse of the pattern. And it comes in a resealable bag, I guess, just in case you don't finish. You can, like, stick it back up. But it's got one of these pre-rippable things for you to rip, although mine's not ripping very well. I don't know. I could just be very weak. But let's see. Let's get this bag open. So let's see, I'm going to pull the paper out first. Okay, so here's my little paper. So this is just the front paneling, so that's garbage now. I don't want to show off the pattern, so I'm going to keep this on my lap, only because I don't know if this is a free pattern up on their website. I will check that afterwards, and if it is, then I can show you the pamphlet. But it's just a little pamphlet with all the rows, the materials, abbreviations, the head, body, wing, tail, beak, and then assembly. So there's not too much to make. The head and the body are two different pieces, which isn't the best for beginners. If you were to do a beginner pattern, the best thing to do would be one big piece, but maybe because this is not the bear, for instance, it could not be done in one big piece. So you have the head as one piece, the body as another piece, two wings, the tail, and a beak to all sewed together at the end. The beak is actually a different color, which is kind of cute. It's not like a typical yellow. But let's start at the top of the bag with our yarn, Yarnspirations Amigurumi. Let's see what this says on it. It is super fine one yarn for a 2.5 millimeter hook. It's 54 yards, so I'm assuming they've given me a 2.5 millimeter hook. Yep, so here's the 2.5 millimeter hook. That's what they suggest here, so I'm glad they actually gave you one. It's one with a good grip, so I appreciate that. It's looking nice so far. This little label is cute, but it's got to go. So the yarn is like an actual yarn. It is super thin. It's definitely not, I'm trying to look at the yarn I have behind me, hold on. It's definitely not a 4 in a sense of it is a lot thinner next to the yellow one. So it is not a medium 4 weight yarn, which is what I just think would be easiest to work with for beginners. But they do give you all of your yarn here. It looks like next up is some thread. So the black for the detailing, the red for the beak, And then there is, there's this embroidery, and the stitch marker, an embroidery needle in here, which is pretty useful. I lose those a lot, but I do like embroidery needles. The 2 little pieces of yarn, there's not much yarn in there, and then a little stitch marker, and I personally just like to kill them and then dispose of them, because if you're crocheting, just get yourself a custom stitch marker. I like the little lever back ones personally. They're not going to break on you, and they're going to last. And the last thing in here, obviously, is our little stuffing. Now, if you ask, are you really going to test the stuffing? Yes, I am. I'm going to open this and see how it feels. Okay. It's not as soft as the Meow one, but it is, you know, if you look at the texture on it, it's not like a typical stuffing. Like, I have a box of 10-pound stuffing next to me. Here's what a typical stuffing looks like next to this. You can tell it's a lot, like, clumpier, I'd say. I'm going to use it anyways. It does feel nice and super soft, though. It does not feel as bad as the stuffing from the other kit that I had previously tried. So that's at least the good news. So here's my little bag of stuffing, which I'm obviously going to have to go back to. So I'm going to now work on the little bird. If I run into a problem, you know, obviously I'm going to stop and let you know. Otherwise, I will meet you back here at the end with my opinion on if this little crochet kit's good or not. I'm back with a final review of this little Yarnspirations kit. I want to say first off, this is a pimple. Ignore it if you were looking. If you weren't, well, now you're going to. But if you remember, it was the Red Heart Amigurumi. I'm saying if you remember. It's a continuous video for me. For me, it's been days. I did check out this QR code because it was the only QR code. The pattern itself just goes in a like normal round, so it makes the head, the body, both wings, the tail, and the beak, and then it shows you the eyes and the little hair details. And then the back is all in Spanish, so there's no QR codes along anywhere here. So I was like, let me check this and see what this is. And this pops open the Yarnspirations website, where it shows all of the kits. And I've learned that there was a lot more kits than I had, and I wrote them down on my whiteboard. So there is 13 kits in total. At my local Walmart, there was only 6 of them, so I only saw 6. This one is titled Chip the Bird, which you can obviously see it's a bird. But there is a giraffe, lion, bear, bunny, bird, frog, dog, kitten, bunny, chick, tiger, elephant, and a whale. So out of the 13, I saw 6. So pretty good selection, if I do say so myself. I thought it was pretty nice, but then again, I already know how to crochet. That's not the point. But I tried the link, and one thing I do like that Yarnspiration does is on their website, if it is providing you a pattern, because they're free patterns. There's like 5,000 free patterns on their website. It will show you the free pattern to download it. It will give you the option of a kit. So if I were to download this pattern, it would give me the option to buy the blue yarn, the pink yarn, the black yarn, a hook necessary, and then stitch markers in like a kit to make it. And that is for every single item, as long as the yarn that was used for the pattern is not discontinued. So I do like that they do that. But if you scroll down, there is also YouTube videos of people crocheting these specifically with their kits, which I think is pretty useful. Although when I went to the chip one, because that's the version I have, is I have the bird, it didn't have the bird's video at the bottom, it had the dog's video at the bottom, so that could be a little confusing and concerning to some people. But if you do go on YouTube and type in Yarnspirations Chip the Bird, which is what it is titled, then the YouTube video does pop up. But in terms of like the actual kit itself, I'm not mad about it. I wish there was a little bit more instructions for like the hair and the eyes, because this little chunk here is just the details on how to make the hair and the eyes, and that's just not enough for me. I wouldn't say that is enough. Why does it look like I'm balding there because of my glasses? I wouldn't say that is enough for some people, but the video does help in ways, but if you're not going out of your way to find the video, then that kind of sucks. I did use up all of the pink yarn they provided me, and as well as all of the black yarn that they provided me, but I do have this much left of the blue yarn, and I did scrapped the 2.5 and just went for a 3, which in my opinion is still pretty small, but was definitely worth it, because I think if I would have went up from a 3 to a 3.5 or a 4, this would not look like this. But here is my little little finished chipped bird. It's pretty tiny. It's pretty cute. You can see the little tail there. It's just, there's not a lot of guide on sewing, so I'm assuming this is how it looks. Based on the photo, it kind of looks like it's going up a little, so I put mine up a little. There's mine side by side to that, but it got the little wings so you can flap them. The body, the head's pretty cute. The beak looks super small compared to the head. Here's the little hairs kind of like flayed out. I kind of wish that like I could have did these better, but it's fine. It's fine. The eyes, if you notice on here, theirs is drooping down. Like theirs goes boop boop. But I tried that and it just didn't look right to me. I think it's just because it's unfamiliar to me. So like I couldn't get it to sit right and it just didn't look right. So I just had them go up instead. But I kept the little lashes, which I think are still pretty cute. The only negative that I have is on the neck part. You can see there's like a couple unnecessary little neck holes, but not so much on the back. So like there's a couple little holes, but you're not really looking at that side anyways. So I'm hoping you just don't look at that side. In terms of a beginner crochet kit, I think the video is a little hard to access, but just in my opinion, maybe it would work, because when I pulled it up originally, it's already pre-selected onto the giraffe, and as well as the giraffe video, so I guess if you can pick up the context clues, you know to go look in the YouTube video for the one that you're buying specifically, if it does not pop up like mine did. But in terms of the kit, I do like that there is this much leftover blue. I wish there was a little leftover pink and a little leftover black, just because obviously I know how to sew things on. I know how much yarn I need to sew a piece. Not everyone who is beginning will, so I wish that there was just a little bit more pink and a little bit more black. But this itself is just really... Sorry, I heard people coming, so I wanted to just pause for a second. But I think it's super cute. I think in terms of a beginner's perspective, it's pretty good for a beginner, because this is more of a worsted weight yarn. It's going to get you more comfortable with the feeling. I just wish there was a little bit more of those too, just for sewing purposes. But if you know, you know, I can't really argue with that. I did have the exact amount of stuffing that I needed. I was getting a little worried because the wings and the tails are not stuffed. I wish there was a tad bit more for the head and body, because like the head's pretty squishy but the body's firm. So the head could have been stuffed a little bit more in my opinion, or a little bit more than I would like, but you know, it's still a finished product. It still gave me a fully finished product, and it's still a really cute fully finished product. So I would argue that it's pretty good. I might try one of the other kits in the future, because there is 13 of them and I've only done one. So if you want to see me tackle one of the other 13, just be like down below in the comments, just be like, do the dog one, do the kitten one. I want to see what they look like. And I will go back to Walmart, or I will order these online and get some. I will say, when I was pulling up their website, I don't know if maybe it's because this one's a popular one, or if it was because it was out of stock, but I paid a little over $9 for this in Walmart, so if you roughed it up, it would be $10. But when I pulled up the QR code to look at this on Yarnspirations website, it was a little over $15, so total $16, which is $6 more expensive to buy it online from them rather than just in person in a Walmart, which is a little like, I don't like that price difference. That scares me a little. That's a big price difference, but you also do have to consider that only paying about $10 for this is pretty good. Like, you've got a full YouTube video, a full pattern, all of the materials you needed to finish a complete project, and I'm definitely going to keep this little Chip the Bird pattern to do in the future, because I think this is so cute. Like, how cute would it be to turn this into like a little Tweety bird? Just saying. I don't want to ramble on too much longer because my throat is hurting me today, so I don't want to ramble. I do have a couple custom orders to finish this week, so I don't know what I'm posting next week. I usually have an idea. I have no idea. I have no promises. I have no guarantees. I'm just going to try to get it out on Friday instead of Saturday again, like I did today, because it was supposed to go up tomorrow, but I ran out of time and I needed time to finish this. I didn't want to have a half-finished bird to show you. So, with further ado, bye guys.